Welcome back to the Oi Rio Pro. It's men's action, round number 4 of the 2014 World Surfing Champion Gabriel Medina, the local boy from Brazil, up against two Hawaiians, Sebastian Zietz and Ezekiel. Let's have a look now. Looks like it is going to be Gabriel Medina opening up this heat. Round number 4, heat number 4, looking for a place in those quarterfinals. Big opening wrap to start off with. Section will start to stand up on this inside sandbank, but hasn't quite hit and connected with that sandbank just yet. Working his way back to that power source. Now he starts to wind up to the inside section, goes for the little reverse and just digs his tail in there, Pete.
So that wave you see, it was a smaller inside wave. It was hoping to go over that little shallow portion of the bank, but it wasn't quite big enough to allow that to happen. So it ran into that deep spot, but he has got himself warmed up, I guess. You know, I don't know if he had that morning surf. He usually stays away from those morning surfs. Generally likes to just watch and pay attention to conditions. He did come with a full posse as he showed up at the beach. We watched this replay, especially this midsection here. It just completely backed off. Had to go all the way back to the whitewater here, but found the inside section. And if you're going to work to get all the way to that inside section, you better pull that move off. He ultimately says it's a more fair playing field here because it is a little bit broader. He was talking about that there wasn't as many, good waves. So it came down to whoever just happened to be in position as we watch a beautiful reverse there from Gabriel Medina.
Medina has found one of those little inside corners that Pete Mel was describing to us a bit before. They're tied out on the way up now, that little shallow sandbank just underneath the priority. Well, no priority just yet. Who's caught a few waves already. He's going to go have another look on this inside section. He's been sitting there as part of the strategy under priority. A couple of little, first little snap out of the pocket, goes to the reverse and doesn't ride out Sebastian Zietz. He's normally the guy that's very active at the beginning of the heat. And here goes Ezekiel, a bit of a closeout section for him. So now priority will settle with Sebastian, surfer in the blue jersey from Hawaii.
Right, a lot of waves, and he would much rather have a lot of reps over being on the best waves.
And Ezekiel is picking up on this one just a bit further down the line. Nice snap out of the gates, going onto that open, smooth face, big, powerful turn on his backhand there from Ezekiel, but unfortunately couldn't hold on to that final turn.
It's adjustments. I think that a lot of the surfs have been happening at a totally different style of wave. As we watch the replay here, again, a little bit of foam on the face. So he had to get through into the clean water. Once he got there, mistakes.
Live pictures now. Sebastian Zietz streaking down the line on the outside, pulling into the barrel on his backhand. He had a barrel fest yesterday, and why not open up with a barrel on his backhand here?
He was able to hold it together on a second wave, but still only a 3.67, the 1.5 fall. Let's see what happens here from Sebastian. Digs in, and there it was, a little bit of a stuff of the rail. So there's some adjustment, in regards to this different venue comparatively to what they were surfing up the beach. They woke up this morning most likely going, okay, we're going to be here at Ituuna. So maybe if they were smart, they would have been down here for a warm-up last night. I did see a few of the men getting here, but that first stick of the rails right there kind of takes a rhythm away from the wave. So it made him a little bit late for that section, and so he had to chase down this one, but it did set up the barrel. So he does find a rare barrel here on these lefts that we've seen, at least at this venue this year.
Excellent of that one, though, unfortunately for Zietz. Meanwhile, Medina on the outside. The local who has not won a CT event here, uncharacteristically has fallen on a bunch of waves, Pete.
Yeah, he's shaky.
Sebastian Zietz open up with a 2.67, and we're back to live pictures now. Ezekiel from Hawaii using this priority. Big square top turn combination off the bottom there from Ezekiel. Love the power that he brings to these left-handers of Itauna. Right out to the open face, gets a bit of drift in that tail. He has to try right out cleanly, and he muscles his way out to the front of that white water. Ezekiel hails a taxi, and off he goes. That'll be his first meaningful wave.
Now shaping for Channel Island surfboards, of course, utilizing a lot of that DNA as we watch this turn right here, straight up, and the release of the fins. I mean, that is full rotation of the board in the lip. That is a maximized turn on that section. This gets a little bit sloppy, I like that he pulled it off, and I think that that's good because if he does fall off there, that turn means nothing. Ultimately, that is the meat of this wave here. That was a beautiful top-to-bottom turn. Maximize that section. It was a nice vertical section, so this is going to be a good score, best score of the heat.
Powerful surfing there from the natural footer from Hawaii. We are standing by for those scores to come through. 19 minutes remaining. Medina in the lead with priority.
So why not, when you're sitting in third priority, kind of just be in that position in case that wave comes?
Here is your first priority holder, Brazilian. It is Gabriel Medina. Nice wrap into the pocket. Get some drift off those fins. Square off the bottom. Powerful gaff into the pocket. Looking for the big finish. Close over the section. He's going to go one more. And he's got plenty more, actually. As this wave now slows down on that sandbag. Big tail sliding carve into the pocket there. And Gabriel Medina now is going to lock in his most meaningful wave of the heat so far.
I think it's a couple things. Let's take a look at this wave. I think that the part that first off is that there wasn't the greatest of opportunities, and he's already had a couple falls on his airs, so maybe making sure he's got himself a good solid score. So yeah, a little bit of restraint, but at the same time, he is not one to hold back. So if he got a really good section, I think he would have gone for it. He just didn't get the correct section for it. So rather than force it, he's just going to surf to what that section needed at that point in time. And he did surf that wave very, very well. Looking at a comparison to Zeke Lau, Zeke had that one solid turn. This one was a big healthy mix of a bunch of different turns. You would say that this one comes in probably a little bit higher than the 5.93, but we'll see what the judges think.
Great variety. I like the power that he showed there in between those two bigger turns on the outside, stomping in that back foot and getting the release on that tail. The scores are going to come in. It'll be a fairly significant one.
You're going to get opportunities with sections that look similar, so you want to mix it up.
Here goes Sebastian on the outside. Nice big floater trying to get across that section. Unfortunately, not a second opportunity there. Pete just thinking back to Gabriel's wave.
5 heads there, all pretty consistent in their scoreline.
Beautiful glassy conditions here at Itaona Sakurama for this Oi Rio Pro. Zeke Lau now going to the air. He's going for the backside rotation and unable to pull that one off. He's holding on to a 2.38 in his top 2, and how the pressure shifts depending on where you're sitting in the heat. And we'll just put that thought on hold as we see Zeke Lau now with second priority. A smaller inside wave. It's got a nice taper to it. Just not enough, actually, as that wall quickly dissipates onto the bank.
Taper.
Yeah, too much taper. Here we go. 7 minutes remaining. Medina leads Lau in second, looking for a 5.02. Looks like Gabriel now will utilize priority. Nice vertical turn to start off with. Squares up that bottom turn. It'll snap under the lip back into the pocket. This wave starting to walk now towards him. Tapers down through the inside section. And he'll just wind this one through a series of roundhouse cutbacks and rebounds, and kicks out looking to drop a 3.67 if he wants to increase his lead.
Well, again, see how he sets up that very first maneuver. He understands how important that first maneuver is. Down the line, there was not it was a slower, slopier wall, so he knew he had to go straight into the lip on the first section, which he does. Nice connection there. You see again, fades the bottom turn, so he can do a different style, showcasing that variety. 3 different style of turns. I love how he glides off the whitewater there. He is one of the best at transition with his board through a cutback and keeping speed. He just understands it well. So much variety in his surfing, especially on his forehand. As you see again, up above, 3 different style turns. You had the snap, the cutback, the off the lip, and then here in the inside, again, just doing everything he can just to finish the wave. Another cutback there, and that wave finishes off.
9.3 from last of Medina, so that does extend things out a bit. And here goes live pictures. This is Medina, another square top turn to bottom turn combination. Ezekiel Lau up behind him. Big spray from Medina on the inside. Strong finish.
A bummer for him on that one, because that was a nice size set, one of the biggest sets of this heat.
Yeah, these 2 waves, Pete. Let's see what happened on the inside and the outside, with Sebas.
Well, and then this wave here didn't have as many turns. Strike rate is getting a little bit subsided by these falls here. As we watch now, a wave of Sebastian Zietz, and he gets 2 releases off the backhand. So showing a case and a little bit of variety there. And this was after his fall, so he literally got right back on another wave and was able to bounce back here. So was that a 4.57?
Just come down to the bottom of that turn, and off he fell.
Yeah, it was just, I think it's a little bit of nerves as we watch Gabriel going above the lip and another fall.
Back in second place. Now the pressure on Sebastian Zietz, looking for a 4.44, but it is going to be Ezekiel Lau. Having a quick look at that one. Nothing really eventuating. 45 seconds speed. There's been a big change in the second and third place over the last few minutes.
Well,
and he's back into that position now. So top 2 will go through into the quarterfinals. 15 seconds remaining. Gabriel Medina is getting 1 step closer to having a potential shot at the title here in Brazil, the one that has eluded him so far on the World Championship Tour. He's now being counted out.
Oh, jeez.
2 seconds remaining.
Well, I think, Gabriel overall, he has a lot more to offer us. He did well to win that heat. He's going to find his way into the quarterfinals, but I think if he wants a championship, he's got to clean some stuff up.